Must-win game?
Maybe.
That's with me.
Maybe.
Maybe. Playoffs on the line?
Not yet.
Mm.
Not yet.
Let's rap about it. Welcome back to the PSN Commanders. That was your boy Tone, get a tech. Back with another live stream, man. Welcome back. AGT, y'all go to God. I know he rocking. I got my man Dio with me from the DT Football Podcast. Please subscribe to the DT Football Podcast YouTube channel. You haven't done so. I am his co-host on that show. It's me, Dio, and Dave on that podcast. So go subscribe to that channel if you haven't done so. And go like all the videos. Go put that time post notification bell on. We be on that channel in about an hour, about 40 minutes. Cooking up another episode on that channel. So, Dio, what's good, bro?
What up, man? You know, watching some college football today. There's a team in Ohio that was disappointing. We'll talk about that on the DT Football Podcast.
Before I get too far into it, I'll be rocking, man. I got a quick verse of the day from Philippians 2:7-8. It says as follows: rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness, and being found in appearance of as a man. He humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on the cross. Talking about Jesus, turned himself into a human and sacrificed his life for our sins. See you right to today's video, though. Tighten up. The Commanders need to tighten up. We are taking a 3-game skid, losing to the Russell Wilson led Steelers after Sierra keeps cheating on them. The Dallas Cowgirls tied to the Ops. It's like they still big brother. It's 10.5-point favorite, still can't beat them. And then the other loss to the Philadelphia Pigeons. I can't stand the Ops either once again. So we're now 7-5 as we are looking to rebound and get a huge victory over the Tennessee Titans at home tomorrow. We're 5.5-point favorites. We'll look at the injury report. We'll talk about previous history we had the Titans. Y'all know the history we have. We can't beat these boys. We play them in 2016 when we try to win a ball game, try to make the playoffs. Couldn't beat them then. 2022, Carson Wentz throws a game-sealing interception. Did I need to say more? Did we lose them in 2014 or something?
No, we beat them 2014.
Was that the Kirk game when he got benched?
We beat them in 2014. Kirk get benched. Colt McCoy.
Hey, Colt McCoy came and threw that touchdown pass to Pierre, right? Okay.
Yeah, but then they got bailed out with that PI on Deshaun. But look, man, I'm just saying right now, it's been a murky history with the Tennessee Titans. Yeah, very, very, very murky.
Very, very, very murky. Lost in 2022.
The 2022 game
could have went 10 years ago.
The 2022 game could have went either way. To be honest with you.
Yeah, if Carson doesn't throw an ill-advised interception, they probably win the day in the ball game. They run the ball.
Well, Tennessee
run the ball.
Tennessee was good against the run.
Man, Thanos run the ball. All right, number 2022. We're here in 2024. Before we get to the game preview, however, a guy got cut today. A former first-round pick. Emmanuel Forbes Jr., no longer a Washington Commander after being the 16th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. Been picked over Pro Bowler, soon-to-be multiple-time Pro Bowler, Christian Gonzalez. Not an All-Pro, but I think he'll be a multi-time Pro Bowler. Chosen over a guy like Joey Porter Jr. Been getting cut less than 2 years later. The Dwayne Haskins syndrome. Anyone? So now that means the last 6 Washington Redskins football team Commanders draft picks in the first round have been traded or cut. Dwayne Haskins in 2019 released or waived. 2020 Chase Young traded.
That was his fault.
2021, that was Jamin Davis cut. 2022, Jahan Dotson shipped off. 2023 now.
Forbes
Cut. Oh, and Montez Sweat also traded. So 6 first-round picks, including 2 in the 2019 NFL draft, all traded and cut. What are your thoughts on Forbes being cut? Are you surprised or not? And does this mean Marshawn Lattimore makes his Washington Commanders debut?
Let's see here. Forbes getting cut. I mean, nobody should be surprised. I mean, if you watch Adam Peterson's press conference back in the offseason, somebody asked him the question. Somebody asked him the question about Ron Rivera's players that he drafted. He wasn't really fond about the players that he drafted.
He shipped them all off,
and then he cut half of his players. He cut them, and he traded Jahan in the offseason. Look what he's doing now in Philly.
Traded Sam Howell.
Traded away Sam Howell. The only people that's left that Ron drafted is Derek Force, BSJ, Cosme. McLaurin was not drafted by.
He was drafted by Jay Gruden.
Yeah, he was drafted by Jay and Bruce Allen. Who else?
Quan Martin.
Yeah. So this is at least
and De'Ami Brown. Well, that's about it.
De'Ami Brown and John Bates. Well, De'Ami Brown, John Bates, and BSJ are probably going to be gone this offseason. Coming up. So, to me, I'll just say this. Should have seen it come. Everybody saw it coming.
I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. But go ahead. You take over. Give me 1 second.
Everybody saw it coming. He wasn't getting the playing time that the other 3 corners was getting. And he had a long uphill climb. But I wish Forbes nothing but the best. I wish Forbes nothing but the best. I don't have no ill will towards him. He's a corner. Corners get cooked all the time. It's how you bounce back. I think somebody's gonna pick him up. They're gonna use him the right way, and I hope he does well. But as far as let me talk about the Lattimore. I don't think Lattimore is gonna play because they list him as doubtful. So if he's doubtful, that means he's not gonna play. So that means he's probably not going to come back until after the bye week when they play the Saints in New Orleans. What a coincidence that your first game as a Commander will be against your former team. Coincidence. But, BSJ, EMMANUEL, and Sanders still is going to have to hold it down. Hell, you may have to play Michael Davis again like you did last week, But I wish Forbes nothing but the best, like I said. Let me get to the draft picks. Haskins getting cut, that was his fault. What he did on the field, off the field, that's his fault. Got no problem with that one. Sweat, I had a problem with them trading. Chase, I had a problem with trading. But if you had to choose one, I mean, you could have traded away Sweat. I mean, you could have traded away Chase. It's fine. But Sweat, I had a little problem with. Jamin, he's not a D lineman. He's a linebacker, and they didn't see him as a linebacker. And then Forbes just didn't work. So you cut your losses. It is what it is. I think they made the right choice. They made the right decision to cut Forbes. I think he'll do better somewhere that's not in DC. So I wish him nothing but the best. Yeah, this is unfortunate that he did not live up to his first round pick. Gonzalez being there, I wanted Gonzalez because I thought he was the best corner to draft. To be honest with you, and you didn't draft Gonzalez. You decided, we're going to pick a cornerback that is solely a pick magnet. And he is 165, and he is not a physical corner that you can use for man to man. It was a bad pick. I think everybody in the fan base wanted uh, Gonzalez, and it was just a bad pick. It was just a bad pick. So Adam Peters knows how to draft. I believe all his draft picks have hit so far. Not hit yet. Jury's still out on Sennett and McCaffrey. It depends on what Jaden's going to do throwing the football. But outside of that, you gotta let Adam Peters do what he do and let the chips fall where they may. Uh, so Tony, I'm just going.
I'd rather have Sam still in Senate.
Yeah. No.
But
I don't want
I'm
you.
going to spread.
Nah.
Rookie might be elite. Yeah. What's
I
Marshawn
think you.
plays?
I
I think
think
it'll be a
for
good
one,
deal.
you need to get another corner. So
If you're wrong, how you take this news, you just suck. What we talking about here?
if you're wrong, look. If you're wrong,
What's good, bro?
you just you just gotta take the L.
Yeah. So I'm probably gonna let Dial take over the stream only because I got a family emergency. My mom ain't feeling well. She now go over her house. I gotta get little man. So I'm probably gonna run. I'm gonna let Dial take over. But quick things: 5 key to victory on offense. Stick to your identity. Be a try to establish the run. Um, protect Jade and protect the Duke, as Louis T will say. Um, attack Will Levis, the hell. Send him to the Shadow Realm for goodness sakes, the hell. And, well, actually, it's all for both offense and defense. Screw it. And score field goals, not touch on the red zone. And finally, more importantly than anything else, give the ball to Terry McLaurin early and often, please. We are 7-21. We had less than 3 targets in the first half. And we're 30 and 34 when he does. Both are below 500, but one's way worse than the other. So please target Terry McLaurin. And I'm going to go ahead and run, but I'm going to let Dial take over. And hopefully my mom-in-law is fine. And I don't know if I'll be on the DD football podcast later on. But yeah. Shout out to Dial. Appreciate you, bro. I know it was me and you, but let you take over, bro.
All right, so here's the deal. The Tennessee Titans are a sneaky bunch. Very, very sneaky bunch. I believe that they have a top 10 defense in yards, total yards, points per game. I mean, they're bottom low points per game because of their quarterback and their team's inability to take care of the football. We all know Will Levis is their starting quarterback. Will Levis is, let me pull up his stats here. His stats is. By the way, have your questions ready for me about the Titans and the Commanders. I will answer all your questions. Put it in the comment section. I will answer all your questions. So here we go. Let's pull up Will Levis' stats real quick. Will Levis is completing 67% of his passes. He has 10 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. So he's not a good quarterback, but he's not also a bad quarterback. The last couple games he's played very, very well. That's what I've seen. I think the key to this game is you have to stop Tony Pollard from running the football. Tony Pollard is we all know who Tony Pollard is. Tony Pollard used to play for Dallas. He was a 1,000-yard rusher his third year in the league, and his third year in the fourth year in the league, he was a 1,000-yard rusher, and now this year he's averaging over 4 yards a carry, and he's over 800 yards rushing, which means he's like 200 yards away from 1,000 yards for the second time in his career. Wide receivers, you got to worry about Calvin Ridley and Nick Westbrook Akine. And especially Calvin Ridley, because Calvin Ridley's the number one wide receiver. We all know who Calvin Ridley is. We all know what Calvin Ridley brings to the table as a wide receiver. Calvin Ridley, to me, you have to keep an eye on him because he's their best player offensively when it comes to the receivers. Nick Westbrook Akine leads them in touchdown passes with touchdown receptions with 6. For God's sakes, he caught a 98-yard touchdown pass 2 weeks ago against the Vikings. So let's see here. Let me ask you this. Let me pull up some comments. Okay. Gus Gus Bus 9,000 said because we got the draft pick, we got Montez Dill end up being traded for Philly for 2 second rounders who end up being Sanders Stilson. That is true. That is true. Okay, Gus Bus, do we miss John Allen? Is he worth 17 million cap savings next year, or do we keep the interior D line rotation fresh with Payne, Allen, Mathis, and Newton? I think you miss John Allen because John Allen was good against the run, but he wasn't producing when he was on the field. Just like just like Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen was not producing. Is it unfortunate that he tore his pec against the Ravens? Yes, it's unfortunate, but you got to live with the results. You got to ride it out with Allen. With Payne, Mathis, and Newton. Newton got step up. Newton got step up. All right, I will answer more questions. I will answer more questions. Ask me questions about this game. I will answer your questions. Chat. Ask me the questions. Let me talk about Tennessee's defense. Tennessee's defense is pretty damn good. It starts with the 2 D tackles and Jeff Simmons and Tavondre Sweat. It starts with those 2. So if you can, so it comes down to Nick Allegretti. What's my man's name? Tyler Biotish, and more importantly, Sam Cosmi. All 3 of them need to play their best games of the season because the last 3 weeks, those 3 have been getting beat by the Steelers, the Eagles, and the Cowboys. The interior offensive line needs to play better. They need to play better. Their linebackers are decent. They're decent. Got to pay attention to Arden Key. Got to pay attention to Harold Landry. You got to pay attention to Jerome. Okay. Number 1 football fan is, do you think JD5 will still win Offensive Rookie of the Year? I do believe he can still win it. He needs to play better, but he can still win. It's really down to him and Bo Nix. The way Bo Nix has been playing the last month and a half, it's a tight race. And then Caleb has been playing well the last 3 games. So he's going to be in the discussion towards the end. But it's still Jaden's to lose, but he needs to play better. He just needs to play better. And also when it comes to the secondary on the Tennessee Titans, they did pick up L'Jarius Sneed, but he's been out for a while with that quad injury. Gus Bus 9,000 is saying, is Brandon Coleman our left tackle of the future? He has ups. Appreciate it. He has his ups and downs, and is only a rookie. Can he be moved to right tackle if we can upgrade at left tackle in the draft? Yes, he is the left tackle. He is the left tackle of the future. Because at right tackle you have Andrew Wiley, and I don't know how many years is left on Wiley's contract, but he should be the right tackle for now. Brandon Coleman needs to stick to one position and one position only, and that's the left tackle. You worry about the right tackle in the future. That worry about that in the future. So do the Titans secondary. They had some injuries back there. L'Jarius Sneed is their best corner, and he is out. They do have this rookie Brownlee. He looked impressive. They still have they got Armani Hooker. They have Wouzier is coming back. So Tennessee's defense is no joke. Uh, the number one football fan says he's the left tackle of the future. He faced against Micah Parsons multiple times in the game, and he didn't let him get past him. That is true, but also you have to understand the Cowboys do use Micah Parsons differently, and he does move around. So Brandon Coleman is fine. I think he had one bad game, and that was against the Eagles when Brandon Graham and Josh Sweat lit him up like a Christmas tree. But he's a rookie, so he'll get better. Uh he was getting help as well. That is correct. First Micah. So long story short, is this a must-win game for the Commanders going into the bye week? Yes, it is. Is it a can't lose? Is it a lose-lose situation? It depends on who is. It depends on the results of everybody else's game tomorrow. It depends on what the Cardinals is going to do against the Vikings. It depends on what the Niners are going to do against the Niners do against the Bills. It depends on what the Seahawks are going to do against the Jets. And it depends on what the outcome is between New Orleans and the Rams. And also you can't count out the Falcons game against the Chargers and the Bucks game against the Panthers. So I think so you can it is it's not a win, it's not a must win, it's a you can't lose. You can't lose back to back home games. You lost two home games in a row and you can't let it be three. Okay, number one football fan, what do you mean? What do you mean? Think it will happen with Cliff after his massive fall off in the second half of the season? To me, this ain't about Cliff. This is about the players. Cliff can only call what he can call. Has his play calling been suspect at times? Yes, but at the same time, I don't think Cliff is going to be a head coach. I think Cliff understands that he's suitable to be an OC and not a head coach. So to me, Cliff needs to call a better game. Cliff needs to call a better game, and I think they'll be fine. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's the end of the world that Cliff is not called a good game the last 3 weeks. But you have to take into consideration who with defense and the defenses that they're playing against. So let me give you my prediction of this game. Everybody put their predictions in the chat. I got the Commanders winning the game. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a very close game, very competitive game. I have the Commanders winning this game by 27-24. It's going to be a very, very sluggish game in the beginning, but I think that if Jaden stays upright and defenses don't blitz him, I think they can win. I'm not confident that the defense is going to stop Tennessee's offense because Tennessee's offense has been playing well the last couple of days. Number one football fan says, I want to see Terry on the right side of the field more. His biggest plays are on the right side of the field. That is true. His biggest plays have come on the right side of the field. But it depends on what Cliff is going to do with the play calling. Everything's on Cliff Kingsbury's hands. I think, and unfortunately, I don't think the run game is going to be effective tomorrow. I don't think the run game is going to be effective tomorrow because Tennessee's run defense is pretty damn good. So unless Jaden uses his legs more tomorrow, I believe that they're going to struggle running the football. So it's going to come down to Jaden throwing the football. This is what it's going to come down to. So everybody, um, what's your predictions on tomorrow's game between the Titans and the Commanders? Let me know before the stream is over. Shout out to Tone for letting me take over while he had to take care of some family business. Family comes first. Everybody knows that. He'll be back. So yeah, I got the Commanders winning tomorrow. We'll find out how good the Commanders will be. You cannot lose to a 3-8 football team. You just can't. Number one football fan says over the last month, Scary Terry has had the least targets out of all of our main receivers with 17 compared to Noah Brown with 27, which is 10 more targets than Terry. That is true. He does have 10 more targets than Terry. But at the same time, Terry has more yards than all the receivers that Jaden's been targeting. So it's on. But as Jaden said in his press conference, he's not going to force the ball to Terry. He's going to take what the defense gives him. So Big Simple 422 said, let JD cook 27-17. Okay. He has the Commanders winning by 10. All right. So, yeah, so Tone says the Jaden's going to go 22 for 32 for 300 yards and one TD run. So he's going to have 2 TDs combined. Well, yeah, okay. Terry, career high, 12 catches for 145 and 1 TD. I don't see 12 catches in his future, but maybe the 145, I can see that. But the 12 catches, I don't see. I don't see it. All right, couple more minutes. Couple more minutes left before we end the preview stream. So Commanders fans, let me ask you guys this question. Before the season began, did you guys expect the Commanders to be 7-5 heading into before they hit their bye week? It's a simple yes or no. Did anybody expect the Commanders to be 7-5 before they before they headed to the bye week? Okay, so number one football fan said, yeah, I just think we got to get Terry the ball more. Even Cliff has been saying they got to get the ball more over the past few weeks. Yes, but it's on Jaden to give him the ball. Okay, Santiago Band said no, he did not expect the Commanders to be 7-5 before the bye week, before they hit their bye week. Okay, that's a good question. Tone said no, I expected a 5-7 or 6-6 max. I was with you on. I'm in that ballpark with the 5-7 or 6-6 max. So well, that about does it for the preview show. I'd like to thank Tone for letting me host it so far. Host the remaining minutes of this episode. Please, if you have not done it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button on the ProTech Sports Commanders Network, and please do the same. Oh, okay. Big Simple 422 said I had 7-10 or 10-7 when the season just started. Okay, optimistic fan, respect that. Honestly, I'm not mad. I'm happy with this season. We exceeded expectations this season. Even if we only win one more game, we had a good season. That is, I respect your opinion about that. All right, well, that about does it for us today. Thank you for the watching the preview show. Freeman Covington III said no. All right. Please hit the like, comment, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, do all of that. If you are still watching, migrate over to the DDT Football Podcast. We're about to recap the Thanksgiving games and the Black Friday game. We're going to talk about college football, what has transpired today so far, and we will pick the rest of the Week 13 slate, including the Commanders-Titans game and the big game up north between the Eagles and the Ravens. We need Baltimore to win so the Commanders can still be intact. The comment is pinned in the comment section. Please migrate over to the DDT Football Podcast. I'm Dyer Robinson. Catch y'all on the podcast. And catch y'all on the DDT Football Podcast side.